Hello, welcome to Board Games with Niramas. I'm Joseph and I'm here with Draco. And the time has finally come. I've been waiting for this moment for I think almost a year. Gaia Project is on my table. All I have to do is to open the box. So I will do that. It's published by Feureland, by the way, and it is the German version, but it doesn't really matter since it's language independent. But it's designed by Helge, Ostertag and Drögemüller, who also did, of course, Terra Mystica, one of the best games ever made, in my opinion. And so let's get in here. And the thing is, I already played this game in prototype. I was a beta tester, so I played it quite a few times. But of course, I'm really eager to see what has changed from that into the final product. And also, in the beta test, there was print and play, so I mean there was no miniatures, of course, so you just have to use the miniatures from the Terra Mystica, or the, what's it called, the wooden pieces. And so here we have the box. It's really heavy. It's the heaviest box I got from Essen this year. Really huge stuff in here. And so yeah, where do we start? Well, we have plastic miniatures. I'm not sure what if I like this or not. We'll see. Yeah, because it used to be wood, now it's plastic. I don't know. All right, these look nice though. I don't mind plastic stuff in some cases, of course. But these ones I have been looking forward to because they were, of course, not in the prototype. These are the, what's it called, CGI cubes or GCI, whatever, cubes. That's a resource. And so here we have, let's see, what is this? Well, here we have the power, and they are, I think they're the same. Oh, they're almost the same as the one in Terra Mystica. These, I think the ones in Terra Mystica are a bit darker in color, but it's very similar. We have whatever this is. I think, now I'm guessing, but I think these are the markers for how much ore you have on your board. Then we have, yeah, it must be, because here we have yellow, which is how much money you have, and blue, which is how much knowledge you have. They might have changed, by the way, they might have changed one of, I mean, they might not be called knowledge anymore. But that was, I'm talking about the beta for all this, so what is this? I don't even have a guess. Okay, and then we go into the, let's just move the box away from now and just go through all of this plastic first. So we have the player colors, and I suppose they are as it was in Terra Mystica, right? Why is it only 7? No, of course it's 7. There's 14 different, yeah, there's 14 different factions, but the, you know, one faction, it's two-sided, so. Okay, let's take a look at the white ones here. And I can say instantly, right now, I like this. Because as I was pulling them out of the bag, I felt that this is not some cheap plastic like in the older Risk games or whatever. This is really solid stuff. I mean, the feeling of them in your hand, it's solid. So let's see if we can get some. Let's do this. Let's just put them like this, and we will try to get the camera to focus good here on the stuff, like that. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit and get the focus there. So I think they look good. I do, and I'm really happy that I do, because I didn't know how I would feel about this. So yeah, I feel good about this so far. And also, we don't need to look at all the colors, of course. So let's take out one of the boards. So here's the player boards, and they feel thick and good, especially compared to my print and play ones. So we have the Terraner, we have Lantida, these are the blue ones. Let's go through these. Teclons, and Ambas. Yeah. Then we have Xenos and Glean. And I recognize a lot of this from the prototypes, so not that much have changed. I think the main changes actually is things like what does building cost, or how many power do you start with. I mean, balancing stuff. Since I did play the beta testing, that was more focused on balancing and not so much on sort of developing from the start. So here we have Gaiden. They are a favorite, or at least they were. I hope they have balanced these, because they were really strong. I think they won like every game where they were in the when we played the beta testing. Baltac, and we have Hachhala and their Swarm, and here's the white one. So as it just happens, oops, there goes the box. It's heavy for Draco to hold this. It's a heavy box. Okay, as it just happens, the white one was the last one, so let's put these things out here and take a look at how it looks on the board. So we have, let's see if I can figure this out. I think I can. So this is obviously, and now the names for these, I don't know the names, because I've been playing so much Terra Mystica that when we played the beta testing, we just called them pretty much what they were called in Terra Mystica. I mean, dwellings and so on. I think these are like like colonies. I think these small ones. And the trading houses, I'm not sure, but I think they are called something similar to trading houses in this game. I'll find out eventually, and haven't decided yet if I will do a proper run through for this, or if I'm just gonna do a sort of talk through and talk about the game. But I'm basically talking about the game now, so I think I will probably do a proper run through, because I just think it's fun. And these will go up here once you get them, and that's the ships. And I must say, I think this looks nice. Now the white one maybe wasn't the perfect one to have as an example, because they sort of blend in with the background. But yeah, I mean, it's not that many components. It used to be wood. I like the wood pieces, but I like these as well. So let's yeah, I'm happy about that. And also the track that I was talking about is up here for these different things. So you will have a blue marker. You start on 3 in this case, and then you will go up and down. Instead of having all those resources in your hand, you will still have these cubes, but they're not like the cubes were workers earlier. Now you have ore instead. These generate ore, and the ore is a white marker up here. And I like that. I know that some people say, I mean, I had some guy commenting and saying, well, I like to have the actual resources in my hand, because, you know, I can put the gold there, I can put the workers there, and I know how much it would cost. I can plan. I kind of agree on that, but at the same time, this is so much smoother, easier to handle. So I mean, fewer components and all that. So anyway, let's get into the rest of the box. Here we have another bag of plastic. Let's take a look at what they are. Well, I think these are, these are the, like for the white player, this comes in the player colors, and for the white player you have your markers that you will use in different places to indicate how, I mean, points and all that, how far you gotten. Then we have, I think, the same thing here, 4 player colors, but in cubes instead. So basically you have cubes, you have these markers, and you have your buildings to basically just indicate different stuff. I think these cubes, judging by the number here, I would say that these cubes are basically, well, now I'm a bit confused. Well, I think let's see, 3, 6, 7. I'm not sure. Now I'm not sure what the cubes are for, because I think these are for the tracks, right? You know, like the cult track in Terra Mystica, but here you have some other tracks instead. Lots of plastic bags. I love that. Thank you, Feureland, for that. I'm going to show you this board. This is like the cult board was earlier in Terra Mystica. I'm not sure what this one is called, to be honest, but it does somewhat similar things here. Well, it combines a few different things from earlier. So you have these are the actions you can do. You know, you can spend power in order, or like not spend it. That's not a proper word anymore, because in Gaia you can actually spend them, like remove them from your board. But rotate power, so you can rotate for power to get 7 coins, and then you will cover this up to indicate that it's already done. You have the points track out here, of course, and here you will have different technologies and different tracks of different technologies. So for instance, to move further ahead, to get a better range, you need to build yourself up on this one. Here you need to go upwards if you want to sort of dig better, if you want to spend less shovels or in this case, when you terraform stuff. Here you can send your little ships out to terraform the green, to get the green Gaia planets. They're purple and then they become green. And you have knowledge, income. You have income on this track, which is something I really like about Gaia. If we compare it to Terra Mystica, I love having this income. And you still have the same sort of thing as you had in Terra Mystica with the cult tracks, where you need the higher. I mean, you get points for being higher on these tracks, and only one guy can get to the top, sort of like it was with the key and all that. It works a bit same here, but I like this board. It's huge for me because the one that I printed out was much smaller. So I'm of course comparing to the prototype, which I shouldn't do because that's not fair to the game. I mean, that was just a prototype, right? But so far it's been positive. The change. So and I think everything is in German. Well, of course it is. So I need to do some printing of a rule book to figure this out, since I don't speak German. Okay. But I wasn't able to get the English copy on Essen, so I'm happy to get the German copy, because as you can see, there's no text in the game. It's just symbols. So that's totally okay with me. So here we have the actual map, and let's take a look at it. And so the map is formed out of I think 10, if I recall it correctly, of these tiles, and they are also nice cardboard. Nice artwork and all that, I think. And we have sort of, these are alliance tiles that you get when you do alliances. We have, everything here just feels like I already have it, basically, because it looks exactly the same, judging by this, that it did from the prototype. It's just that this looks better, of course, because I haven't glued it together. So yeah, and you have I like that it's a modular board. You take these tiles, you put them together, and you form the map, and you can change it up from game to game, which was something that I thought was a bit. I didn't like the fact in Terra Mystica that people it started to be like chess, where people had these like guides on the internet, and they had these opening moves. If you're this faction, you should do this and this, you should plan, you should build over there, you should go there. I don't like that. That ruins the fun in the game for me, when you can sort of figure everything out in advance. I want to have some randomness, even if it's just small in the Euro game, but still some sort of changes from game to game, so that you can't have a perfect plan. You have to sort of adapt to what happens, and then adapt to the setup and all that. Because in this game, as you also had in Terra Mystica, to be honest, to be fair, you have these different point scoring goals that you set up at the beginning of the game. So every game is not the same, but still the main things in the game are the same. And here are the technologies, as I talked about earlier. And let's see, I should pull back this board actually, so you can see. So we have this board here, the technology board, or whatever it's called, and then you have this technology out here. And when you build, and let's take a look at the player board again. When you build any of these, basically it's anything. You can't hardly see it actually. That was a bit bad production, but these white lines, these form a ship, or like a computer ship or a microchip. And when you build anything connected to that, you get to take one of these, which are sort of like the, what's it called, favor tiles in Terra Mystica, I think, the yellow, circles. So you take one of these, and also that means that you move on that track. But if it's down here, then it's any color. You can take this and you can move on any track you want. And the nice thing is also that these will be randomly placed, so you don't know from game to game where they will be, and that will affect the game a lot. Like this one, if you take it, you get a new action that you can sort of cover up, and that will give you for power rotation. As an action, you can do that and you get it right away, which is really, really nice. So let's see, let's go back to the punching out here, see if we find something nice. Here's the bonus tiles for each round. When you pass, you get a certain bonus. In this case, 1 point for, I think, for each of these green Gaia planets that you're on. And so these are new things for from Terra Mystica as well, the Gaia planet, and I don't know what these are called, but you can terraform these into green Gaia planets. And then you will use these. So that's something I like compared to Terra Mystica as well. In Terra Mystica you had all these tiles, but here you don't need to have all the tiles, because if I move from here, I expand from here to here, I don't change this one. It just costs different for me to build here, depending on my faction, but I don't change the actual site. But these ones are changed like that, and you become a new green one. So I like it's not as fiddly, I would say, as Terra Mystica was, or is, because it's still around, still a great game. But I think for me I think Gaia is going to replace Terra Mystica in some ways, to be honest. And I'm not really sure that I'm sad about that, because I like this so much. I mean, there's no spoilers there, but I think I already talked about it in other videos as well, how much I like Gaia Project. I hope it won't let me down now that I got the final copy out, final printing, but I don't think so. Okay, here's the point scoring board, and also here's all the planets, so you can see in which order, sort of, if you are, what are these guys? The Etar, they are sort of, I mean, they're the white one, right? So they're over here. To go to the blue or the black, as you can see here, this is really handy as well to have it here. That costs 1 shovel, or whatever it's called, terraform icon there. But to go to, for example, the yellow one, oops, as you can see, it's on the opposite side of the white one, so it will take more to terraform that. Well, you're not actually terraforming it because you're not changing it, but you get the idea. You can move there, you can build there. And you have 2 scoring tiles. Here you also have a system where, let's say you have a scoring tile that says whoever has built the most buildings. I'm not sure if that one is in, but if you have one of those, then you could also have markers. Oh, perhaps that's what the cubes are for, by the way. You can have markers so you can see how far everyone's got them. I like that. You don't have to sit like in Terra Mystica, you have to sit and do a count and see how far has people gotten to finish. I mean, because it's a race, in the fact that at the end of the game, whoever is first here gets 18 points, and then 12, and then 6, right? So that is Gaia Project. We also have a few cards here. I will just open this. I will show them to you, so I've shown you everything. And these are player aids, which are really nice, and again, it's only symbols. This I'm not really sure what it does, to be honest. And speaking of just symbols, here's some German. I didn't even know about these cards, but I think these cards are, I think they are sort of telling you which special abilities you have. It could be. These were not in the prototype. So, but I'll figure that out, that's not a big deal. And I don't know what these are. I mean, that's, I don't know. Oh, exciting stuff. I have no idea what they are used for in the game that I already played the prototype for. So that's exciting. Some new stuff for me there. I will have to get into that and figure out how that works. But I'm looking forward to it. This is a game that I think I will be playing a lot for a long time to come. Unless I get disappointed, but I don't think so. So, thank you so much for watching Gaia Project unboxing. And I will be back with a run through for this in a while. I do have a run through already for the prototype. As you saw earlier, there was a little eye coming up. You can click up on the eye there and you can go check out my run through. Where you can see me and Draco play a full game. Actually, it ended up to be because it was so much fun, so we just kept playing. So that you can check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great evening or morning or whenever you're watching this. Take care. Bye bye.
Breathe in Look into these eyes. Subscribe to the channel. Now, exhale. Board Games with Niramas is sponsored by Alara Games in Sweden.